So again, like I insist people watch these videos before just judging me, before criticizing and making instant opinions, because I want people to know my side of the story. And if you know who I am and you have a problem with me, you'll know you can watch these videos. You will know that there's an explanation for me personally, right? I'm not saying I speak for every white person in Canada and their role in any of this, and advertisements and pushing, like, for some reason, like hairless white people. I'm not even talking about like blonde or something, just hairless white people. Marketing campaigns and the TV shows and the movies and all this Hollywood stuff. That's not me. You can't blame me for that. And I know you can't blame me for that because that's the truth. You know it's the truth, right? My parents had no involvement in that. Now, whether or not, the people exploited someone else to create the thing, I don't know. I can't speak on that. I can't pass judgment. Second, I'm gonna cross the road here. No, so like I said, like I can't pass judgment for that, right? I can't pass judgment for what other people did and how they responded to the world and all that. And again, if you know who I am and you just recognize his voice and you'll know who I am and you'll know what college and where I live and all these things, especially if you have a problem with me. And again, I don't make these videos for attention, and you'll know that because you already have a problem with me, right? If I was searching for attention, I'd be out there just searching for attention. I wouldn't make the video. Um, you know, I wouldn't communicate the video, right? I wouldn't like there's no reason you would uh there's no reason I wouldn't make the video. Um me helping the homeless, and again, TikTok is a rage bait app. It's intentional to get people angry. Um and I already said, like, the conflict, being an instigation and being a motivator for a lot of the issues in the society. That's not my part. That's not me to blame. Um, and again, if maybe my only purpose was to make these videos to cover my ass and to take accountability by apologizing and trying to bring attention or my attention. I don't want my videos to come off a certain way. I don't want the wrong people to see this and misinterpret it. Because I'm truly, genuinely just wishing. I see all the issues. I can see how the person might have gotten misled. A certain thing was said, or like a certain appearance, or some kind of just like like even like a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding can turn into an argument, and I don't want that, right? I don't want that. I sincerely don't want that, and that's why, like, the videos here are the way they are, targeting one audience, right? And uh the videos are made because, again, like, this isn't a movie. This isn't like I'm paying attention to real life, and uh I'm only speaking because something had to be said, right? If nobody said anything, then I just believe that society and reality would keep going the way it is, and that's a problem. That's the whole issue I have. And I see all the issues before they would even happen, right? And I mentioned that, right? And I feel terrible. I feel terrible because you can't buy friendship. You can't buy communication. Nobody owes it to you to talk to you. And some people of different racial groups, they won't talk to you at all. They immediately have not a stereotype, but like they already have a preconceived notion of you because of what happened in the past, and just because of, like, just the way things are, and I understand that, like, otherwise the videos here I make wouldn't be what they are. um because, again, like the first truth, I think the most important truth is, like, is that you establish that, that the first important truth, the first truth, the most important truth is that you establish that you already know that, in order to gain something in the world, in any time period, the world rewards bad behavior. And bad behavior doesn't necessarily mean like even violence. It could just be like a stimulus of harassment or something. Now, I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a reptilian brain thing. I don't know if it's like people bored and needing to pass the time. I don't know. I can't speak on that. It's a very complicated issue because I'm still trying to learn and understand it myself. Like and I feel awful. I feel awful every single day. I feel terrible for, because all it took is just honest dialogue and somebody just talking to the person, and maybe they would still be alive. Maybe they wouldn't be in the corner. Because again, my mom visited those places to some extent. Like, maybe they bring people here or something. There's a crisis going on there. Crisis going on everywhere in 2026. But like I said, like, did the person say too much? Did they say too little? Did they touch the person a certain way? And then all of a sudden, like, there's a conflict. And I mean, I agree with canceling the shows and the movies, and because those actors, right, those are the ones to blame. Those are the ones corrupting your youth. And even like, I mean, the rappers are one thing, right? Those are people, I guess, trying to make money because the system told them to, and I'm trying to do that as well. I never endorsed any of this. I do believe there is an intellectual source that everybody gets their knowledge from, and we've overcapacitated that to the point where some individuals, have more knowledge or more IQ, and others have less. And when you take all this stuff together, like all my videos together, and you do the math, you understand that, like, this is the disadvantage that the average person is at. It could be a physical location thing, and you even read about it, people who come from disadvantaged places. But like I said, it's not when men fear the dark, when men fear the light. And the system doesn't work, right? We already know that the system doesn't work. I know my part. I know my mom is flawed. She moved here, and like I said, like, she like obviously everybody's naive and moved here with whatever intentions, but her intentions probably were good in the beginning, but it all dies and falls apart afterwards, because she didn't it's these little things. Like, I think the unfortunate truth is that the reality is very fragile, right? And it takes any little things to that can little errors that can be the difference between life and death, whether it's on the road, whether it's like a math calculation, whether it's like it could be a math calculation, it could be something that somebody says, or some like other thing like that. It's and it's horrible, because I mean, now I can't travel, right? Now I don't travel or vacation anymore, because I need to partake in the system to finally finalize what I'm doing in the system. And maybe other people realize this. They realize, oh shit, we need more people. I need someone to cook food for me, and then I need someone to help hold the door for me and do all these things, because it's not manageable for one person, and it's not even humanly possible. The society is not humanly possible to maintain. Like, I'm convinced there's machines and robots living amongst us. We know there's aliens living amongst us. So, who's to say there isn't a machine? 1 second, my 1% of power.